Hey everybody, welcome to Political Fight Club. I'm Robert Durden. Very short episode, I promise you. I hadn't intended on even doing anything today, but dipshit McGee's ex, Kyle Kulinski's up to some more shenanigans, so I had to get on here and make fun of him real quick. Okay, I'm not watching his show anymore, I swear to you guys, I'm not watching his show, but I saw him tweet something recently, like today, about the Supreme Court ruling. Okay, the Supreme Court has now ruled that the case that we've been covering for the last couple of weeks, maybe months on this show, was Biden's vaccine mandates case, which started in a Texas appeals court, and that court ruled that you cannot, in fact, enforce Biden's vaccine mandates, which Kulinski is vehemently for. What that vaccine mandate is it states that all big companies with more than 100 employees, along with a couple other businesses, have to have their employees test weekly and prove they are COVID negative, or they have to get vaccinated, otherwise they lose their job. This is a soft vaccine mandate. I'm vehemently against this, and I was happy that that court, made the right decision in Texas. And then Kulinski on December 21st came out and was like arrogantly making fun of everybody. The next time that case went up into another appeals court, it was overturned, and Kulinski came out and was like, "Hey, tell me how my ass tastes." And I responded like crackers, and in this case I'm going to say like salty crackers, because he is salty today because that case again went to the Supreme Court, and I'm not a law professional, so I didn't know what was going to happen, but he said in the episode on December 21st, which I will link below, it is hilarious, he said, after Tell Me How My Ass Tastes, he said he thought that it would be appealed again, it would go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court would agree with that decision, because apparently Kyle is an expert in this stuff. He cited a whole bunch of case law. The main one that he always uses is Jacobson v. Massachusetts from 1905. That's a precedent during a smallpox epidemic where the court decided that a board of health in a municipality, so like a town, can decide to mandate vaccines or a $5 fine if you don't get those vaccines if they see that the public health crisis is great enough. And Kulinski argued that that is case law that proved that the Supreme Court wasn't going to do what they did today. And I said I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought, that I hoped that the Supreme Court would make the right decision and say that this is unconstitutional, and they did. Apparently they don't see this as quite as big a public health crisis in terms of like the deaths compared to a smallpox epidemic, which kills 1 out of 3 people. 1 out of 3 people in a smallpox epidemic. So, if we had a smallpox epidemic right now, I would agree with Biden's mandates. But the thing is, you wouldn't have to mandate those things. That's the thing. Like, if an epidemic is that deadly and everybody's dropping from it and it's highly virulent, like smallpox or polio, you don't have to really coerce people. They just see the writing on the wall, they hear the numbers, and they go, okay, I think I can do a risk assessment I'll go get my vaccinations. But Kulinski, he wants to coerce you, because he's apparently super afraid of COVID for some reason, into getting the vaccines via, like, taking little liberties away, or in this case, basically fining you, because these testing kits are not cheap. They're not free. And you sometimes have to sit outside in the, in the weather for a couple of hours to get the test or to even get the vaccine around where I am. So it's crazy, like, you're literally advocating for poor people to have to jump through hoops and go through a lot of extra time and spend a lot of extra money just to keep their job, or they can get vaccinated. That's coercion, and I've been against it since the beginning. So I'll post a link to probably the New York Times or something below. It's all over. It's on NBC News. All of the major news networks are covering this, so you can go read about it right now. It's not that hard to read about, but I mean, I just had to make fun of Kulinski because he was like, he was so arrogant in that episode. Oh, tell me how my ass tastes. You fucking idiot. I have a theory that the way that he actually hurt his leg was not, in fact, swinging too hard on the golf course. It's that he's just been all season long swinging for the fences and swinging and missing, and eventually that wears out your legs and your low back. So I think that's what it is. I mean, he's like that kid on the playground that when you're playing kickball, you roll the ball slow to him and he swings at it and he just spins it and it goes off to the side and his loafer goes down the third baseline. Like, Oh, rough season for Kulinski. He's swinging for the fences and missing like crazy. So it's going to be really hilarious to watch him melt down. I don't know if he's done an episode on it, and quite frankly, I don't even care to watch, because all he's going to do is go, I don't think the Supreme Court did the right thing. What I predicted should have happened. You fucking numbskull. So anyway, you suck, Kulinski. Another swing and a miss. How much longer are people going to continue to watch his show? I don't know. I can't do it myself anymore. But anyway, read up on it. I think this is probably the correct decision, though I can't say that it is I can't use legal precedents because I'm not a legal expert. It seems to me that there's no case law out there that says that like someone should be forced into getting a flu shot or a cold shot, or go out and test and spend a bunch of money to prove that they don't have a disease. And the reason that case law doesn't exist is because I don't think that I don't think it's right, and I think it pretty much seems obvious to everybody, that people should not be coerced into getting vaccines for diseases that are endemic, that are not terribly virulent diseases. I think that's, on moral grounds, I believe that the Supreme Court did the right thing. I don't know if they did it they probably definitely didn't do it for moral reasons. The reason they did it is more than likely, big businesses tend to pay for people that are in the Supreme Court or in the courts. They tend to be hyper partisan, even though they're not supposed to be. It's a 6-3 stacked Republican court right now. Republicans tend to be more for like letting big business do whatever they can to make money. So I imagine that's more or less like the reason this happened. But I don't know of any case law that says that people can be coerced into vaccines due to like a cold or a flu circulating. So the Jacobson v. Massachusetts case law is not as applicable as Kulinski says it is, because that's a smallpox outbreak. It's way different. That's a smallpox outbreak is a huge threat to public health, whereas Omicron is just like, well, a lot more people right now are sneezing, coughing, and being scared shitless and forced into the hospitals to go get their tests right now, and those are not the same diseases. Therefore, the case law I don't think applies as well as he thinks it does. But again, I'm not a legal expert. I only came on here to make fun of dipshit McGee's axe, Kyle Kulinski. Keep fighting that good fight out there, guys. I'll talk to you later.